20.5 is out and it is a longer workout again. I'm very happy. I did triathlon stuff beforehand, so getting to see another 20-minute workout, a lot of fun. A lot of people thought it was going to be a sprint. One of my guesses was going to be 19.1 with 5 muscle-ups between rounds. And if you did that, it would be pretty similar to the workout. So it's something we haven't seen before. It is 40 ring muscle-ups, 80 calorie row, and 120 wall balls, but you can do it any way you want. And that is what we haven't seen before, that ability to chip through the reps how we would like. So as we get into the strategy, there will be a few different kind of groups of people that I'm going to group you into, and you can see which of those you fit into, and the strategy is going to be different for each of those people. So starting off, I felt pretty proud of my warm-up before knowing 20.5. I put this up on the board. You should do 3 rounds of a 250 meter row, 10 med ball squats, and 10 scapular pull-ups off of the pull-up rig. And that's actually the workout, the warm-up that I'm going to stick with here, is going through that 3 times just to get your body moving and to start working on those movements that you're going to use in the workout. After that, I always suggest some static stretching after you've warmed up your body. So for that, I have just the simple runner stretch, opening up your hip flexors. Same thing with a side lunge, 30 seconds per side. Then a pigeon stretch, a banded tricep stretch. So you're going to put a band up on the rig and you're going to pull backwards here, opening up your triceps, and then banded pectoral stretch. So your hand is going to be out here and it's going to pull backwards there. So 30 seconds per side of each of those. After that, I would get a lighter band and I'd do some banded work. I'd have pull-aparts with the band. I'd have presses overhead with the band. And as well, I'd step on one side and have pulls, once again, getting some tricep and deltoid action of those. 10 or 10 per side, and we'll go through that 3 times. So getting into the actual workout here, I'm just gonna cover gear super quick before we get into the strategies. So you kind of have 3 things that you're gonna be looking at. First is knee sleeves. You're welcome to use them if you want, if you need it for 120 wall balls. Personally, I don't like wearing it when I'm rowing. I feel like it kind of shortens my stroke up a little bit. So I'm not wearing knee sleeves, or I didn't when I did this. I did it right away, which is nice to be done with it now. Hand grips, whether or not you want to wear grips, once again, is up to you. I think it really depends on how big of sets you're doing on the rings or on the bar. If you're looking at doing probably 5+ reps at a time, I would suggest wearing those grips just to save yourself. But if you're in the group of just doing a few reps at a time, then you're probably not going to tear, because that tearing really comes from the top of the rings as you're coming back down. So if you're jumping up for fewer reps at a time, you're not going to have that as much. And then chalk your hands a lot before you get into the ring muscle-ups. A lot of people are tearing right in the middle of their palms. And as you can see, my palms are nice and fine because I chalked a whole lot. So strategy, getting into the strategy. So the first group is probably going to be our RX athletes who are comfortable on the rings, or our scaled athletes who have pretty good engines. So that first one is you're going to be finishing in 20 minutes. You've broken this down. You say, okay, the row is going to take me about 4 minutes. The wall balls, maybe it's going to take me about 4 minutes. And then the rest of the rings and pull-ups, I can finish in the remaining 12. So if that's a group that you're in, you'll know that you're in that. You'll look at that and say, I can finish that in 20 minutes. The first thing that I would say is for our RX athletes, getting on and off that rower, and for our scaled as well, is going to take time to get on and off a lot of times. So we should reduce the amount of times that we have that transition. So what I personally did is I did a good chunk of my ring muscle-ups right off the bat, and then I went back and forth between the ring muscle-ups and the wall balls until I was done with both, and I did my 80 calories right off the bat. That being said, I used to row in college, and I don't mind rowing 80 calories in a row. If that's something that's going to bother you, then maybe you could throw in 40 calories halfway through your ring muscle-ups and your wall balls just to split that up. 1 or 2 transitions is not bad, but we don't want 8 transitions. We don't want 10 calories in a row. 8 times. That is a lot of time sitting down, getting up, on and off. Even if that's 5 seconds per time, you're looking at 40 seconds of wasted time there in a 20-minute workout. So that is my suggestion for one, is getting the majority of your wall balls and muscle ups done, or all of them ideally, and then chipping away at your row in one go. However, we can't all finish in 20, and the rowing is some of the easiest reps there. So if we can't finish in 20, we don't want to save that for the end, just in case we don't get through it. So what I've broken that into is 2 different groups. The easier of which is we don't have any pull-ups and we don't have any muscle-ups. If we don't have any of either of those, it's a really simple workout. It is just getting the row and the wall balls done as fast as possible, and then spending the remaining amount of time trying to get 1 rep on either the rings or the pull-up bar. So my suggestion there would be, if it's a 20-minute workout, you can finish that in under 10, and if that's what you can do, you can break for a few minutes, recover, and then get your attempts. So don't hold back on that row and wall balls thinking that you're gonna need energy in the tank to do your ring muscle ups or your pull-ups. I would just blast through that as fast as possible. Once again, trying to keep the transitions as small as possible. So doing that, I would suggest maybe alternating 30 wall balls and 20 calories on the row, or starting out with 40 calories on the rower, doing 2 sets of 20 of your wall balls. At that point, going another maybe set of 20 or 30 on the rower, just chipping away at big sets on the rower, because like I said, we absolutely do not want to go back and forth 8 times for doing 10 calories at a row on the rower. The last group that we're going to find ourselves in is, we've looked at the workout, we have some muscle ups or we have some pull-ups, but we don't think we can finish in 20 minutes just because we know that volume of pull-ups or that volume of muscle ups is something that we are not used to. So if we're in that group, what I'm going to suggest is very similar to the group who doesn't have any pull-ups or muscle-ups. We still have that tie break time, and that tie break time for those reps of you've got some muscle-ups, not all, that's actually going to be fairly important, because a lot of people are going to get 0, 1, or 2 muscle-ups. And then from there, a lot of people are going to finish, but there's not going to be too many between. So what we should do is, in between rounds, just like we broke up the rounds of the no pull-ups or muscle-ups, just go, hop to the rings, hop to the bar, and just get 1 or 2, or get 1 or 2 attempts. What that does is you're gonna have time to rest before you get back to the rings, so all your reps are gonna be quality reps, and you need them to be quality, because if you just fail a rep and you're not very confident on the movement already, you're gonna go down a drain pretty fast, and you're just gonna keep on failing. So just smatter in a rep or 2 between rounds, and you'll be good to go there. So overall, just my personal thoughts of the workout being that I did it and finished it. I was very happy. Rowing and wall bars is something I'm good at as well. I'm pretty good at ring muscle ups, so I finished in 12:51. It's probably going to be my best workout of the open, but something that I would really suggest, I've reiterated over the course of the video, is try not to hop on and off the rower a lot of times. It's going to take a whole bunch of time, and before you know it, if you go back and rewatch that, you'll probably have a minute to maybe even a minute and a half of just transitioning on and off the rower. And we really don't have time for that in a 20-minute workout. Anyways, you guys, it's a really great workout. I think a lot of people are going to be surprised with how many pull-ups or ring muscle-ups they could do, just like a lot of people were surprised that they could do pistols in the previous workout. So go ahead, kick butt, best of luck, and let me know how you do in the comments below. I haven't asked that before, so just comment your score below, and that'll be pretty cool. Anyways, have a good one. Bye.